Alright, so it worked out perfectly that the group before us had proofreading and editing because we have revision and drafting. So now we can explain the difference between the two because even as we were writing our essay, we got confused as to what we were even writing about. We had to do more research and figure it out. Our outcome comes from the QEP, which they explained because theirs was also from there. The Quality Enhancement Plan of ECU, and they're just working to make students better writers before they graduate. Our coded outcome is students should be able to demonstrate that they understand writing as a process that can be made more effective through drafting and revision. Drafting and revision is something that we should all know at this point. And as college students, we've done it as long as we've been writing from those, all those 5-paragraph essays in elementary school, middle school, high school. And revision is just, it's literally to look at again, or to see again. And that's really what it is. And what she was talking about being global, it's instead of looking specifically at proofreading and editing at the end of your project, it's more of considering all the rhetorical approaches. Is your audience right? Are you saying it in the right context? Is your arrangement correct as far as sentence structure, topic sentences, and all that? And it's really just, it's writing as a process. It's nothing more than making sure you've started with something and you've built on that. It's a process. Writing is a process, and that's where drafting and revision come into play. Something else I found interesting about this was that our element was clearly stated in all of the frameworks. Every single one has something about drafting and revision that just shows how important it is. And no one's first, you can't write a rough draft and then turn that in, because whoever's looking at that is going to know that you didn't put any more effort into that than your first initial thought. There's always something that you can change and make better. I think that's all we got.
Let's see. I took 3 examples from this one piece of work from a past English 1100 student. Her name was Josie, I believe. It was like a critical narrative about, it was titled Women Are Chemists Too. And I basically, I found her rough draft and then her final draft and just compared the two in ways that she made it better. For one example, in her opening paragraph, she went from just talking about how women are never seen in the workplace, compared to men, in the chemist labs, and then she changed it to just facts about what women can do in the lab and everything, how they're just as equal. I found her paper interesting because she really changed it from her original draft. She even added pictures and stuff. I don't know, it was just nice. And then let's see. Yeah, other examples from that, I found a bunch of grammar errors in the draft that she fixed, and of course that's important. But yeah, that's pretty much.
Talk about badge. All right, so our badge is titled First Round Draft Pick. A reference to sports, and that the best athletes from college go out in the first round to their professional athletic careers, and that's the same, for this. the evidence that we're requiring is the submission of at least 2 different drafts, whether it be your final and your first draft or somewhere in the middle. It doesn't even have to be of the same media. It could be a paper and then Prezi, as long as you can see improvement. And really that's it. And the improvement is, we're basing that off of the rhetorical approach. So improvements to the consideration of audience, purpose, context, medium, strategies, and arrangement. And we have to see, a significant amount of improvement and thought that went through that. And we're not talking about, changing a couple sentence structures as far as like, adding commas and indenting, stuff like that. We're saying you actually went through and did some serious reconsideration. I think that's all we got.